What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're doing it, man. We're gonna be doing a blowing up the Brooklyn Nets rebuild today. It's got to be done. The Nets just got absolutely embarrassed by the Sacramento Kings on national TV on TNT. It's not the only reason why we're doing it, but it definitely, plays kind of a part of my inspiration of this video. So we're gonna jump right in and we're gonna blow up the Brooklyn Nets today. Trade Kyrie, trade KD, trade whatever we need to do to make it happen. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 30,000 subs, and the goal, we have the bar set very high, is to reach it before the end of this year. So hopefully you can do that. It's a bar that I've set high. But regardless, the Brooklyn Nets, man, they're 6-9 on the season so far. They have some Kyrie Irving problems. Ben Simmons looked not like Ben Simmons this year. So if you look at this Nets team right now, I think most of us would easily say this is not a contender, and that's what the Nets need to be. So is there a world where this team starts to realize they, look in the mirror or at the trade deadline, they're like, man, we should probably just take advantage of the value that we have now and take back our franchise and just move on from this KD Kyrie experiment that they tried? Because right now, it's not really working out. It's just something needed to consider. Now, I will tell you, I already made all the trades. I made the trades because, I'm not going to get equal value for Kevin Durant at the trade deadline. I would have to make some stupid trade. The trade finder. So I did all the trades. I will tell you, though, today I did something a little different. I didn't just trade Kevin Durant to the Suns because that was the obvious answer. I did trade Kyrie to the Lakers just because I don't even know what Kyrie's value is even more. I feel like the Lakers would be the only team that were desperate enough to potentially go out and get Kyrie. We don't even know when he'll be back either. It's just a whole disaster in Brooklyn right now. So we're doing this video. I have 4 trades that I've already done, and we'll look at the roster together. So this is going to be your brand new Brooklyn Nets roster. We blew this team up at the trade deadline, and this is what we got. You have Ben Simmons, Anthony Simons, Josh Hart, TJ Warren, Russell Westbrook, Nicholas Claxton, Edmund Summer, Royce O'Neal, Shaedon Sharpe, Cameron Thomas, Duncan Robinson, Daron Sharp, Danny Green, David Duke, and then Utah. So obviously, I will go through all the trades that I made. So like I said, I could have easily done the Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns trade, and that's just always been the high rumor. But obviously, there's been the Blazers that have been kind of rumored to go out and get Kevin Durant. Dame wanted him in the summer. It never really happened. I will tell you, as a Blazers fan, I don't want to do this trade. For some reason, I just would hate to give up Shaedon Sharpe and Anthony Simons. Just doesn't feel right to me. But this is the trades that I did. So you have Kevin Durant, and then Edwards and Markieff Morris were fillers because I needed them in the trade. But you had Anthony Simons, Josh Hart, and Shaedon Sharpe, and 3 first-round picks for Kevin Durant. I think that gives the Nets what they wanted, where they wanted to compete now while getting some, draft picks. And Shaedon Sharpe, his ceiling is very, very high. If you watch him consistently, you can tell the man is going to be very, very good. You have the Nets trading Kyrie Irving, we trade Kyrie Irving to the Lakers for 1 first-round pick just because Kyrie Irving's value right now is very weird because we don't even know what's going on. We trade Seth Curry to the Grizzlies for a first-round pick. And then we took on Duncan Robinson's terrible contract for a first-round pick. So we've gained first-round picks. We've got first-round picks now, which is what we needed to gather up because obviously the Nets traded all theirs for the James Harden thing. That didn't work out. So we're trying to recuperate assets here, and that's what we kind of did. So now this is what your team is technically looking like. So now that we blew up the Nets, this is what we got. Anthony Simons at point guard. You have Edmund Summer at the shooting guard. You have Josh Hart. You have Ben Simmons. You have Daron Sharpe. You have TJ Warren. You have Russell Westbrook, Nicholas Claxton, Royce O'Neal, and then Shaedon Sharpe, and then Cameron Thomas. So obviously, Cameron Thomas and Shaedon Sharpe are going to be some dogs for this team. I really like both of those guys. So definitely want to see them get minutes over what we have right now. So I am going to go ahead and throw minutes in for Shaedon Sharpe. And I don't even know when TJ Warren's going to play for the Nets either, but I might even throw, let's give Cameron Thomas some minutes. Why not? Cameron Thomas minutes. So we'll have Shaedon Sharpe and Cameron Thomas, although I definitely think you probably want to get Claxton minutes, but whatever. As long as I get the young guys minutes this year, that's all that matters. So Anthony Simons is going to have all the freedom in the world. Ben Simmons, you could trade him the trade deadline as well, but what is his value right now? He's just not playing great at all, so I think you have to wait on that. And Ben Simmons is not a bad player to have. He can eventually, turn back the clock. Maybe with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving gone, there's less pressure here on the Nets, and this is more of a rebuild now. So I don't know. I'm going to boost Shaedon Sharpe shot tendency up as well. I want to see the man absolutely succeed, and Cameron Thomas. I want Shaedon Sharpe, Cameron Thomas, and Anthony Simons. They're all guards, don't get me wrong, but I want them to absolutely succeed here, and then Ben Simmons is fine. So we'll leave that all the way it is. We're going to still wait to the end of the season. I think the Nets get the best of both worlds here. If I'm the Nets, I'm definitely accepting that trade from the Blazers. Getting Simons and Sharpe, 2 guys are going to be very, very good in this league. We already know Simons is good, and Sharpe's going to be good. And getting 3 first-round picks out of it, sign me up. Now, if I'm the Blazers, I'm very hesitant to do that. But regardless, we're still winning the season. We'll see how we finish out. Right now, we're 22-32 on the season, which is also another why another reason why the Nets would decide to, maybe blow it up, but we'll go ahead and submit to the end of the season. You see this, man? This could be you right here. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get more out of the game you're watching. You're picking overs or unders on your favorite players who you love watching each and every day. Let me show you how it works. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop, and you basically get to choose 2 to 5 players, and you choose over or under on their props that they give you. You pretty much have every sport you can imagine on here. But let's say I wanted to go ahead and put a bet on Mitchell and Joel Embiid. I want to go more and more on them. If I get it right, I 3 times my money. Let's say I want to go up to 5 players, which is the most you can go up to. You can go more or more on all of them, and that's going to 10 times your money. I started with $100, and so far I'm up to $500. I've been having a ton of fun over here on Prize Picks. If you want to go ahead and sign up, link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables or matching deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. If you deposit $100, you get $200 to work with. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Back to the rebuild. So Luka wins MVP. Paulo Banchero is your Rookie of the Year. Cole Anthony, 6-man. Joel Embiid, Defensive Player. Şengün, Most Improved. And Jason Kidd is your Coach of the Year. So obviously, we ended up sitting Kevin Durant to Portland. So I'm very, very excited to see how they finish right now. You have Damian Lillard, Gary Payton, Kevin Durant, Jeremy Grant, and Nurkic. So that's still a pretty solid team, especially if you're able to keep Jeremy Grant because he's been playing like an all-star this year for the Blazers. Like I said, man, if I'm the Blazers, I'm very hesitant to do that trade, but whatever. We made it happen here in 2K. But they also signed Lance Stevenson, which is interesting. But player stats-wise, we had 19 from Anthony Simons, 14 from Ben Simmons, 13 from TJ Warren, 11 from Josh Hart, 10 from Russell Westbrook, and Emmett Sumner 10. And then 8.5 from Claxton, 8 from Cameron Thomas, and 8 from Day'Ron Sharpe, and then Shaedon Sharpe as well. Not that these guys are related or anything, but it is cool to see they have the same last name. So we did not make the playoffs, nor did I think we made the play-in, which is a good thing. I would rather be, well, actually, maybe it isn't a good thing because I don't even think we have our first-round pick. So does it really matter? Not really. But let's go ahead and see, and the Blazers get eliminated in round 1. See, that's what would really suck. If they did this and went all in on Kevin Durant at the deadline, that would really suck. But the 76ers go on to win the championship. Denver Nuggets get swept. Got LeBron James retiring after they just got Kyrie Irving. Come on now. Let's go straight to the lottery now. Although we know Kyrie Irving's probably just going to go to the Jazz like he always does for some reason. We are projected pick number 4. I don't know if that's from us, but I'm assuming the Rockets have our pick, right? I don't even know if I want to watch this. So yeah, the Rockets are, no, we have the 4th overall pick. I'm not sure how, but I definitely didn't think we got our pick this summer, but I guess we did. So having number 4, that's actually really nice. I definitely did not think we had our pick. But I'll take it. Staff signing. Let's take a real quick look at it. Jack Vaughn, I'll go ahead and keep him as head coach. I'm not going to fire him or anything. But am I supposed to have this pick? I'm kind of wondering about this. I don't know if I'm supposed to have my 2023 first-round pick or the Rockets supposed to have it. I feel like the Rockets should have it. But maybe it just falls into one of those years where obviously you didn't have to give it. I don't know. I'm a little curious about that. So I want to take a real quick look if I'm supposed to have this pick. Because if I'm not supposed to have it, I need the challenge in front of me because, having the 4th overall pick right now is a very good blessing, but I'm not sure if I'm even supposed to have this pick. I feel like I'm not supposed to, but looking at it, you have number 4. So yeah, it's our pick. I got to see if the Nets actually own their 2023 first round pick because I don't think they do, but maybe they do. And I just don't realize that. Okay, so I see what happened. It's a pick swap, basically. And obviously the Rockets had number 3. So yeah, they could have swapped with us, but no. So the Rockets have number 3. So yeah, we had a first round pick. But yeah, so we get to pick at number 4. So Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson obviously go first, Scotty Henderson. And then you got number 3, Cam Whitmore. So here we are at number 4 on the board being able to take somebody. I don't really need guards anymore. Like I have a ton of guards though, so I'm not sure I want to take another guard here. So I have Ahmed Thompson. I have Thompson down here as well. Nick Smith Jr. Like I have Simons, I have Shaedon Sharpe, and I have Cameron Thomas. Are all guys I'm trying to develop here. Brendan Miller, 21 points per game. Wallace, you got Keontae George. Dariq Whitehead, which I kind of like the idea of Dariq Whitehead and play him in the small forward spot. So I'll take Dariq Whitehead here at number 4 and feel pretty good about that. I didn't really want to take another guard because I have so many that I'm trying to develop anyway. Like, yeah, I could have taken Thompson or whatever, or Nick Smith Jr. probably been a really good pick as well, but that's all good. Dariq Whitehead, welcome to Brooklyn. Player options, Royce O'Neal, gonna accept because the Nets gave up a first round pick for him. Qualifying offers, David Duke Jr. in Utah. I'm good on them. We can just kind of let them go. Free agency wise, I don't think we're going to have any crazy free agents. Warren, like I said, I don't even think he's played a game this year for the Nets just yet, so I don't even know what his value would be at. So I could have traded him at the trade deadline, of course, but like it's hard to trade someone that hasn't played. So I'm going to move, like I said, Dariq Whitehead to small forward. He's going to be a 78 overall there. So Simons is your point guard right now. You're going to have Edmund Sumner, Cameron Thomas, and Shaedon Sharpe. I'm probably going to either end up releasing Edmund Sumner or trading him here because I want to have Cameron Thomas and Shaedon Sharpe run this 2 spot. You'll have Josh Hart here as well. and Dariq Whitehead, and then Royce O'Neal. And then Doug Robinson's contract is just a contract, like I said, that we took on because we wanted a first-round pick for Joe Harris. And then Ben Simmons, you have Claxton and Day'Ron Sharpe. So obviously we could go out there and sign some free agents right now. Not even really sure what our team is at the moment. Like, we really don't have an identity, I would imagine, just yet. Like, it just kind of isn't there. Like, I want to see Simons, Thomas, and Sharpe all develop here, obviously. Those are our big things. And then Josh Hart, whether we decide to keep him for the long term or trade him, that'll be, kind of remains to be seen. And then Ben Simmons is somebody we could eventually trade as well. So, I think I'll leave basically the roster the way it is right now. I don't see a reason to change anything. I guess if I wanted a backup front court player, I could do that, but don't really see anybody that's worth it. Like, I could sign TJ Warren back, of course, but don't think I will. Maybe give like O'Shea Brissett a contract or Roby or something like that, but I think I might just run it with how we have it right now, because then we're going to have Josh Hart and Ben Simmons as guys who can maybe trade away. We're just going to let these guys develop here. So David Duke, play progression. Got Ben Simmons up to an 84. Simons up to an 85. Shade Sharpe's up 4 overall. Cameron Thomas up 3 overall. So that's good. And Dariq Whitehead, of course, we moved him to small forward, so he went up. So this next season, not going to be very good for us. I'm glad we were able to fall into that range of that pick swap where we had the number 4 overall pick and the Rockets had no need to swap it. So that's really good. But now we can go ahead and get into this next season. We're still going to be pretty bad, I would imagine, but maybe Sharpe and Simons can lead us to something this year. Still have Ben Simmons as well, who could do something. So who knows? Maybe we could surprise the people, make the play-in or playoffs. Like, this isn't a bad roster by any means, but it's still a project. It's definitely still a project. So if we take a look, I didn't mean to just go to the Wizards. If we take a look at our rotation as it is right now, it's going to be Anthony Simons, Shane Sharpe starting together, which I love. You have Josh Hart, Ben Simmons, Claxton, Dariq Whitehead off the bench, which is fine. Cameron Thomas, Day'Ron Sharpe, and Royce O'Neal. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with it like that. Proficiency is gonna be 3-star balance. That's probably the way we'll leave it. So let's simulate this season. Let's see how we do, and hopefully Simons and Sharpe can really turn into something this year for us. So at the end of the season, John Morant wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year for the Spurs. Scotty Henderson or Scoot Henderson, whatever, wins Sixth Man, Giannis Defensive Player, and then Shaden Sharpe wins Most Improved Player, which you love to see. 21 points per game from him, 38% from 3. Like I said, Shaden Sharpe's ceiling is so high in this league. I'm so excited for him. I honestly feel like he could become our Jordan Poole, if that makes any sense. Like how the Warriors have Jordan Poole off their bench, I feel like that's what Shaden Sharpe could become for the Blazers in a way. So we take a look at the play-in. I think we actually made the play-in tournament, which we did as the 8th seed, which is really nice. Player stats-wise, you had 26 from Anthony Simons, 21 from Shaden Sharpe, 14 from Cameron Thomas, which we still like. Then Ben Simmons with 12. I'm not really sure what I want to do with Ben Simmons, because honestly, he's kind of a good fit playing off of Simons and Sharpe. So it's not like I'm totally against keeping him, but he is on an expiring contract next year. So it is interesting to kind of think about maybe what we could get for him. And Dariq Whitehead shot 32% from 3. Obviously, Sharpe and Simons can shoot the hell out of the ball. So yeah, I mean, Ben Simmons is not a terrible fit by any means to keep him next to these two guys, but we'll see if we want to do that. So we get to play Philadelphia in a play-in tournament type of game. So it is interesting to see Simmons versus his former team here. So let's see if we can, maybe get the best of them. And we do lose here, but now we get Milwaukee or Charlotte. We are going to play the Bucks. Do we get in the playoffs? And we do. So we actually beat the Bucks to make it into the playoffs. 34 from Simons, 32 from Giannis, but we were able to beat them. And now I get the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now I imagine we obviously don't beat the Cavs here, but I guess you never really know, anything is possible. So in the current round against Cleveland, and we are going to win. Wow. Okay. Never mind. Cavaliers, I guess, are just terrible. I don't know what just happened there, but we beat them in 5 games. That is something you never see. 26 from Garland, 41 from Anthony Simons, and 27 from Shaden Sharpe. Love to see it. Sharpe's averaging 19 in the playoffs, and Simons is averaging 30 points in the playoffs. So, wow. All right. You get Boston now. I don't think we do that same thing here to Boston, but hey, you never know. Somebody current round, and we get swept. So, I mean, we got out of the first round, though. So, that's very, very exciting going forward. You have the Celtics and the Grizzlies, and you're going to have the Grizzlies go on to win a championship. So, player retirements got LeBron James actually retiring this year. He's, hang it up. He's done. All right, so the lottery we go. And once again, I don't know what kind of scenario we're in for here, because I don't have a draft pick, and I believe this is going to be an unprotected pick this year, if I'm not mistaken, as the Rockets will have our pick this year. So there's no pick swap to be had this year. We straight up do not have a draft pick, which is fine. We can deal with that. So let's get the Jazz number 1, Knicks number 2. But let's have an exciting offseason. So head coach wise, Jack Vaughn was our head coach, and I'm not totally against keeping him, but Nick Nurse is somebody you can always get, and I would be remiss if I didn't go out there and get him. So Nick Nurse is gonna be our brand new head coach here. I like that a lot. And then we can go ahead and try to find a way to get a good assistant, hopefully. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do with Ben Simmons and figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the roster. Because right now, we just made the second round with our backcourt being as good as they are. And I feel like we can surround them with some more talent. Derek Whitehead's going to continue to develop. So what do we do with Ben Simmons? It's a very good question right now. So I have a couple ideas in mind here. There's one that includes an experiment with Ben Simmons, and there's one that kind of maybe excludes him from the plan. So my first plan with Ben Simmons would be like trading for Karl-Anthony Towns, getting Karl-Anthony Towns from the Timberwolves. They've, kind of failed with this new experiment of Cat and Gobert. They are buying right now, so it might be a little bit tough to pull it off. In this situation, you'd probably have to trade Derek Whitehead to the Timberwolves in order to get them to accept this. So I'd be giving up Derek Whitehead if I did this trade. My other idea, which I kind of like, is we can have Keldon Johnson be our power forward on this roster next to Derek Whitehead, Anthony Simons, and Shaedon Sharpe. And Keldon Johnson's up to an 86 overall. So I really like it. I really like the idea of Keldon Johnson in San Antonio. We have a lot of draft picks we could give up to him. And we have Duncan Robinson's contract that could match the money. Like I said, the home run would be getting Karl-Anthony Towns to pair him next to Ben Simmons. Obviously both is going to be hard to pull off. But if I did include like a bunch of picks, I don't know if they would do this trade. I'd have to include, like I said, Robinson's contract. So a bunch of picks here to see if they would include or maybe accept this. Don't know if they would. They're not going to accept it for that. I'll give up one more first. Yeah, so Cat is going to be hard to pull off. Unless I'm including Derek Whitehead. Not including Simons, obviously. If I put Derek Whitehead in this trade, this might go through. But I kind of want to keep him on the roster going forward. So I think I'm going to go with my other idea. So I don't know what we do with Ben Simmons after we get Keldon Johnson. But we'll figure it out. So San Antonio Spurs. We can go get Keldon Johnson, hopefully. They signed freaking James Harden, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, he averaged 60 points per game on 36% shooting. So Duncan Robinson, and then all the picks that we can possibly give up. So 2027 Lakers unprotected. Duncan Robinson for Keldon Johnson. They do not accept that just yet. I'm going to try to do this without giving up Derek Whitehead. 3 first-round picks doesn't get it done. Okay, very interesting. Do I give up 4, or is that just a little too crazy? Maybe neither one of these trades go through. Yeah, maybe I mean, if I include Derek Whitehead, this might go through. If I include Ben Simmons, this might go through as well. But maybe we just go for the Cat. If we can't get Keldon Johnson, maybe we go for the Cat one, and then we conclude Derek Whitehead, and then the trade goes through. I'll offer it up. They don't agree to it. I'll get one more first in this trade, and they don't agree to it either. So neither one of those ideas I had in mind right now are not going to work, but I'll come back to it. I'm not giving up just yet. So I'm still going to go for it, but this time I'm offering 4 unprotected first-round picks for Keldon Johnson and Day'Ron Sharpe and Doug Robinson's contract. So this is a little crazy to pay. I think I've only included 3 so far. So now we can try to get Keldon Johnson for this price tag. And they do agree. So just like that, we get Keldon Johnson. I want to be able to throw them Cameron Thomas as well, but I wasn't able to. So now you have Keldon Johnson be our brand new power forward. So it's going to be Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Cameron Thomas, Derek Whitehead, and Josh Hart. You have Keldon Johnson and Ben Simmons. And obviously you're wondering what am I going to do with Ben Simmons. Now I could trade Ben Simmons, but I kind of thought about playing him at center, I guess. I don't really know what else to do with him at this point. You have plenty of floor spacing if we played Simmons at the 5, so I might just do that, and it's going to be kind of bizarre, but kind of like it. So point guard is going to be Simons. We're going to need a backup point guard or a backup power forward, and we should be good. So power forward, you have like a Javonte Green or a Kendrick Williams, so I'll sign Javonte Green. Maybe we're in only 8-man rotation. Devontae Graham, I'll give a contract to just in case, and we might have somebody come back with their qualifying offer or something. Who knows? But player progression, you got Anthony Simons up to an 87, Shaedon Sharpe up to an 83, Ben Simmons, Keldon Johnson. So we went all in on Keldon Johnson. Now, was it worth it? Maybe not, but we'll see how this roster is going to do. We made it to the second round last year, so hopefully this year we can make it happen and get to the Eastern Conference Finals or something. So this year, Garland's going to win MVP. Xavier Booker, Rookie of the Year for the Utah Jazz. Suggs, 6th man, Chet Holmgren, Defensive Player. Then Anthony Edwards, Most Improved. JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year, has got Garland, Luka, Giannis, Zion, and Jokic. All be second team, LaMelo, Trae Young, Tatum, Jimmy Butler, and Embiid. And then you got all defensive first team, all defensive second team. So I think I saw Shaedon Sharpe just made an all defensive team, if I'm not mistaken. But player stats wise, we had 23 from Anthony Simons, 23 from Shaedon Sharpe, 17 from Keldon Johnson. So hopefully that was worth it, what we did. Cameron Thomas with 14. He had 12 from Derek Whitehead, 11 from Ben Simmons, 9 from Josh Hart, 6 from Tillman, and then 5 from Devontae Graham, who is our backup point guard. So very interesting roster. 46% from 3, 43%, 43%. So Keldon Johnson, Simons, and Sharpe all shot amazing. 37 from Josh Hart, 35 from Derek Whitehead, and 34 from Cameron Thomas, 31. And obviously Ben Simmons didn't shoot too much. I don't love Ben Simmons as a center, but I mean, kind of had to have him there to make this lineup work. Maybe we sign and trade him this offseason. Who knows? But Maybe win a championship with him playing center. Let's see what happens. Get Philadelphia in round 1. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Simmons versus Embiid down low is not something I expected to see in this video, but I don't really know how well that's going to go for us. We'll see. We'll see about that one. But I'm excited to see how this is going to go for us. We are going to simulate round 1 against Philadelphia. Round 1, we do win. Or game 1, we do win. 31, 20, 20. Ben Simmons with... I thought that said 5 blocks for a second. I was about to say, man was absolutely, you know, we go going out there and clamping up Embiid. 34. Ben Simmons, he gets no blocks. I was about to say, I keep thinking those are blocks, but 15 rebounds, 11 assists is really nice. 34, 25, 21, and 18. Game 3, we're up 3-0. So far, Embiid is getting absolutely beasted out here. Ben Simmons with 17 and 10. And do we sweep them in 4? We beat them in 5, hopefully. Yeah, we beat them in 5, so they do win 1, but we beat them in 5. Ultimately, 31 from Shane Sharp in that closeout game and 30 from Anthony Simons. And now we get to play the Orlando Magic in round 2. So the Orlando Magic, they have Tyus Jones, Kyrie Irving. So Irving goes from LA to Orlando, which is an interesting fit for him. Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, Wendell Carter, Jalen Suggs, Jalen Duren, Bull, Cason Wallace, Mohamed Baum, or Carson Wallace, my apologies, and Arthur. Very, very interesting roster in Orlando. I don't really know how well we match up, but game 1, we're up 1-0, beat them by 10, 30 from Anthony Simons, 17 from Sharp. Game 2, 2-0, so we're up 13 in that one. Game 3, 3-0, beat them by 1, and we do allow 1 win, and then we beat them in 5. So just like Philadelphia, went up 3-0, allow 1, and now we get to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, which, funny enough, we beat them last year in the round 1. So I don't know if that means we're going to do it again. Maybe not. I don't know if we just got the best of them, caught them off guard. They slept on us. Who knows? But now they have Denny Avdia at their small forward spot. The Cavaliers are a tough team to beat, as we know. So Mitchell and Garland, guys that can give you 50 each and every night. And then you got Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, who can literally just clamp you to 10. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Game 1, we're down 1-0. Game 2, we're down 2-0. Yep, funny enough. 2-1. Wait, maybe we even it up. Okay. We're not out of the doghouse just yet. We're not out of the woods. We can do it. Let's go to a 9-man, or let's go to Simcast. We're on a 9-man rotation. Let's see if we can win game 5 and then go to game 6. And Brooklyn, that would be kind of huge for us, but we are letting them slip away in game 5. Man, going up 3-2 would have been huge here. But unfortunately, if we want any chance here, we're going to have to go to a game 7. We're going to have to win this game 6 by a mile. So let's run it this year. Game 6, going to be an important one in Brooklyn. 8-man rotation. I'm going to an 8-man rotation here. Well, we need to come out hot. We need to come out very hot. Sharp and Simons, I need you to outplay Garland Mitchell, which isn't easy. It's easier said than done, but I need it, and it's not looking good for us. So, unfortunately for us, we are going to lose to Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, which you kind of could have expected at that point. But yeah, we do lose. So we got the Cavaliers going on to win the championship. They beat the Grizzlies in 4. We did go to 6 with the Cavaliers, which they're a tough team, as we know. Hopefully they lose Mobley or FDI. I don't know. I mean, you just got to have to kind of hope they lose somebody, and then you can maybe beat them eventually. But for us, I know we're going to have some important signings this offseason. Ben Simmons is a free agent. Cameron Thomas probably due for a contract. So it's going to be tough, but we're going to figure it out. So draft night, don't think we're going to have a crazy draft pick here, but we can take a real quick look just to see, and we have no draft picks. So nothing to worry about in the draft. Player options, let's see what we got going on. We got Shaden Sharp, Dariq Whitehead. So no Sharp contract extension just yet. Cameron Thomas, Matt Ryan, and then we got Simone out here as a free agent. I know Ben Simmons is going to be here, which obviously I'm going to want Ben Simmons back. Wait, I can almost get Giannis. Ooh, imagine. I can almost sign like a Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. I am $2 million off from signing a Giannis. I mean, Evan Mobley is here as well. I don't get Giannis Antetokounmpo that often, but you can have a Simon Sharp, and you'll have Dariq Whitehead, Josh Hart, you'll have Keldon Johnson, and Xavier Tillman. And if we can get like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, I got to do it. I'm doing it. I'm going for it. I'm going for Giannis. I don't get Giannis ever. Never signed him through free agency. I'm going to trade Xavier Tillman to Toronto for a second, just so they take a contract on for me. I could give Tatum an offer as well and bring him to Brooklyn. But I have 3 guys here that I could get. We can steal Mitchell from Cleveland as well. Like I said, I hope they lose both those guys, or at least one of them. But I'm going to give Jason Tatum a contract offer, and I am going to give Giannis a contract offer. Can't go wrong with either. They're both unrestricted. So I'm going to offer as much as I can to get either one of them. No trade clause on both of them. We're number 1 offer on Jason Tatum and number 1 offer on Giannis. I think, I think you have to take Giannis just because he's going to be the better fit here. Just because we don't have a center right now, and we could probably get away with Giannis at center. Imagine you get both, but I am going to go ahead and sign Giannis Antetokounmpo to be my brand new power forward for this roster. Or center, whatever. So Giannis, welcome to the team. Giannis is a Brooklyn Net. Tatum would have been really cool as well, but we need center play. And now we're going to have to just sign free agents. And we can still sign Ben Simmons, it says. That's crazy. Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, Dariq Whitehead, Josh Hart, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Keldon Johnson. We have no center right now. So like I said, we're going to have to play Giannis as some center. Unfortunately, he's going to have to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have a bench at all. Literally do not have a bench at all. So I think you have to go ahead and maybe like do a sign and trade with Ben Simmons, even though I probably shouldn't be able to sign him back. But I'm going to sign and trade Ben Simmons here because I need to get something for him. So I'm going to do that. So signing and trading Ben Simmons here and getting something really good in return. So let's see what we got. RJ Barrett, Mitch Robinson, Christian Wood, and Maxi Kleba, Sadiq Bey, and Isaiah Stewart, Harden, Malachi Branham, Carly Towns, and Baisley, which is crazy. Kuzma and Gafford. I'll take Kuzma and Gafford. Those are going to be the bench quality pieces that I could use right now. So Every time Shaden Sharp, you got Kuzma and Gafford coming over to help our front court depth out, which I love. And then we just need a point guard, shooting guard, and we're good. Delano Banton, RJ Hampton, Malik Beasley, Dariq White. Give me Delano Banton. He had a great game the other night for Toronto. They'll bring him over here, and that'll be our team. So just like that, we now have Simons and Shaden Sharp with Keldon Johnson and Giannis. I love it. I'm in love. Player progression wise, got Gafford and Kuzma out of Ben Simmons as well. Feeling very, very good about this roster. So 88, 86. If this team can't go win a championship with Giannis as our forefront with Sharp and Simons, then it ain't gonna happen in this video. So at the end of the season, we ended up finishing 67-15 on the season and are the first seed in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland is the second seed still, so obviously we're trying to get to them. But you had 24 from Giannis, 23 from Shaden Sharp, 21 from Anthony, 14 from Keldon Johnson, 11 from Dariq Whitehead, and then 11 from Kuzma, 9, and then 7 and 5. So we get to play the Miami Heat in round 1. I mean, if we lose in round 1, there's really no excuse for us. So somebody current round against Miami, and we beat them in 6. That was a little bit closer than I would have wanted to be, but now we get the Orlando Magic, who we just beat last year in 5, and we are going to beat them in 5 this year. And now we get the ultimate test once again. Did they lose Mobley or Mitchell? They lost Mitchell, so I'm feeling pretty confident about this. They got John Collins, though, to replace him a little bit, I guess. But I think we should be able to beat them. If they don't have Mitchell, we should be good. They even it up. We're up 2-1. We're up. Nope. 3-2 lead for us. Yes. Beat them in 6. Yes. We're in the finals. Let's go. And now we get the Thunder, who have Josh Giddey and Shea. Shea's been on a tear this year, man. He's been amazing for my fantasy team. We have to do with Chet, Ujman Dang, and Nasir Cunningham. So it's a good Thunder team. Up 1-0. We're up 2-0. Up 3-0. And we're going to beat them in 4. Let's go, baby. We have brought a championship to the Brooklyn Nets with Anthony Simons and Shaden Sharp. What an amazing roster we put together here. Getting Giannis Antetokounmpo in free agency was kind of fun, and we got a really good bench with, trading Ben Simmons. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Drop a like if you did. This is Crushables. I'll see y'all tomorrow, unless if anything happens, I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.